Shalom.
Shalom. Psalm 119 in English and Hebrew.
Okay.
Blessed are the undefiled in the way who walk in the Torah of Yahuwah. Blessed are they that keep his testimonies, that seek him with the whole heart. They also do no iniquity, they walk in his ways. Thou hast commanded us to keep the precepts diligently. Oh, that my ways were directed to keep his statutes. Then shall I not be ashamed when I have respect unto all thy commandments. I will praise thee with uprightness of heart, and I shall have learned thy righteous judgments. I will keep the statutes, O forsake me not utterly.
Amen. So in Hebrew, Ashrei Tamimei Derech Holachim B'Torah Yehuah Ashrei Notzerei Eidotau. And that word Notzerei is the word used in Hebrew for Christians, those who guard Notzrim. Notzerei Eidotau, who guard his testimonies. B'chol lev yidrashuhu. Aflo pa'alu aula bidrachau halachu atazivita fikudecho lishmor me'od ahale yikonu darachai lishmor hu hechor oz lo evosh behabiti el kol mitzvotachor odachor bayoshe levov balamdi mishpatei zitkechor et Kechor Ashmor Al Ta'azveni Ad Meod. Right, so we got to go to Korach's, the Parasha of Korach, and
1:14.
16,
Yeah.
1 to 14. Yeah, you do one verse in English, and then I'll do one verse in Hebrew.
Okay. Now Korah, the son of Ishar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, the son of Dathan, the son of Abiram, the son of Eliab, and on the son of Peleth, son of Reuben, took men.
Okay. Vayikach Korach ben Yitzhar ben Kahat ben Levi Datan Aviram bnei Aliyah On ben Pelet bnei Reuven. Can I just point something out here?
Yep.
It goes from the son of Kohath, which is the son of Levi, and then it doesn't mention the fact it's the son of Yaakov. And there's a reason why he's just mentioned up to Levi, but is not mentioned as a son of Yaakov. Okay?
Yeah. And they rose up before Moshe and certain of the children of Yashrael, 250 princes of the assemblies, famous in the congregation, men of renown.
ויקומו לפני מוישה ואנשים מבני ישראל 50 ו200 נשיאי עדה קריאי מועד אנשי שם.
And they gathered themselves together against Moshe and against Aaron, and said unto them, Ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are Kodesh, holy, every one of them, and Yahuwah is among them. Wherefore then lift ye up yourselves above the congregation of Yahuwah? Question.
ויקהלו על מוישה ועל אהרון ויאמרו עליהם רב לכם כי כל העדה כולם קדושים ובתוכם יהיו מדוע תתנשאו על קהל יהוה.
And when Moshe heard it, he fell upon his face.
וישמע מוישה ויפול על פניו.
And he spake unto Korah and unto his company, saying, Even tomorrow Yahuwah will show who are his, and who is holy, and will cause him to come near unto him, even him whom he hath chosen will he cause to come near unto him.
וידבר אל קורח ואל כל עדתו לאמור בוקר ויודע יהוה את אשר לו ואת הקדוש והקריב לו ואת אשר יבחר בו יקריב אליו.
This do, take censers, Korah, and all his company.
זאת עשו כהו לכם מחטות קורח וכל עדתו.
And put fire therein, and put incense in them before Yahuwah tomorrow, and it shall be that the man whom Yahuwah doth choose, he shall be Kodesh. Ye take too much upon you, ye sons of Levi.
Okay. Utnu vahen esh vesimu alehem ketoret lifnei Yehuah mahar v'haya ha'esh asher yivchar Yehuahu hakadosh rav lachem b'nei Levi.
And Moshe said unto Korah, Hear I pray thee, pray you, ye sons of Levi.
Vayomer Moshe el Korach shim'u na b'nei Levi.
Seemeth it but a small thing unto you that Elohim of Yashrael hath separated you from the congregation of Yashrael to bring you near to himself, to do the service of the tabernacle of Yahuwah, and to stand before the congregation to minister unto them?
המעת מכם כי הבדיל אלוהי ישראל אתכם מעדת ישראל להקריב אתכם אליו לעבוד את עבודת משכן יהוה ולעמוד לפני העדה ולשרתם.
And he hath brought thee near to him, and all the brethren, the sons of Levi, with thee, and seek ye the priesthood also.
ויקרב אות חור ואת כל אחי חור בני לוי איתך וביקשתם גם כהונה.
For this cause, both thou and all thy company are gathered together against Yahuwah, and what Aaron that ye murmur against him? And what is Aaron that ye murmur against him? Sorry.
לכם אותו וכל עדותיו עדות חור הנועדים על יהוה והארון מהו כי תלינו עולו.
And Moshe sent and called Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, which said, We will not come up.
וישלח מוישה לקרוא לדתן לאבירם בני אליאב ויאמרו לו נעלה.
Is it a small thing that thou hast brought us up out of the land that floweth with milk and honey, to kill us in the wilderness, except thou make thyself altogether a prince over us?
המעת כי העליתנו מארץ סבת חלב ודבש לעמיתנו במדבר כי תשתרר עלינו גם הסתרר.
And 14.
No, you don't do. That's up to 14.
Thank you.
So that's Korach's rebellion. Have you anything to say about that?
Well, what sticks out to me is Moshe falls on his face again.
Yeah.
It's wonderful how a leader would continually be humble before Yahuwah in the manifestation of his flesh, to fall on the floor before his Elohim in intercession straight away against the rebellion. Just shows the heart of his wonderful heart.
It uses a word though that's very interesting. It says Vayishma Moshe. He not only heard but Shema.
Yeah.
What does Shema mean? To understand.
Yeah.
He understood exactly what this rebellion was, and that's why he fell on his face. He knew the significance of it, because they're not significant in numbers, are they? 250 men is not a significant rebellion. These are a very small minority, but even in that small minority can be a lot of problems.
Well,
So
it seems like when he was face down on the floor, this came to him, and he spake unto Korah and unto the company, saying, Even tomorrow Yahuwah will show who are his and who is Kodesh, and will cause to come near unto him, even whom he hath chosen will be caused to come near unto him.
Yeah.
Yeah?
What verse was that?
Verse
All right.
5.
Verse 5. That's repeated again, isn't it? Yeah. And he uses the one, like, it says here in verse 7, it uses the one who, HaKadosh, he is the Holy One. Moses uses the present tense to imply that the true Kohen Gadol is already the Holy One, i.e. Aaron. So, and putting them fire and place upon them incense before Yahuwah tomorrow, then it will be that the man whom Yahuwah will choose, he is the Holy One, but that is present tense.
Yeah.
You know, so it's already determined, isn't it? You know, you've got to sometimes go through a process to expose or prove that holiness, but that doesn't mean to say that that was determining the holiness. The holiness was already determined and sanctified by Yahuwah himself. He'd already decided who was holy. Then there was a rebellion, then there was a test to prove to Korach who the Holy One was. But that doesn't mean to say that Aaron had to be made and sanctified as the Holy One through that process. He was already the Holy One. He just had to show Korach this evidence. So it wasn't they didn't have to go through a ritual to sanctify Aaron. He was already sanctified in Kodesh. You know, even though we've got people rise up and question the authority and the Kodesh that Yahuwah has sanctified, people question it. It doesn't mean to say that their questioning nullifies the sanctification. They are already sanctified. It's just a case you've got to go through sometimes. You've got to sometimes go through a process in order to expose that more openly.
I'll go back to verse 3 a minute.
Yeah.
And they covered themselves together against Moshe and against Aaron, and said unto them, Ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are Kodesh. Is that right? Yes,
Yeah.
it was right. Every one of them, and Yahuwah is among them. Wherefore lift ye up towards above the congregation of Yahuwah? Funny, and Moshe fell on his face. How come you lift yourself up above the congregation and Moshe fell on his face? What a reaction to somebody saying something about you. What a reaction for somebody who's judging you to lift yourself up, to fall on your face before them. Yeah,
but this is really clever as well. Listen to this, because he doesn't use the same arguments. This is quite a good observation. He says, Rav lochem, is it too much for you? Korach began his tirade with an exclamation intended to put Moshe and Aaron on the defensive, accusing them of selfishly taking power and prestige at the expense of the rest of the nation. Since all Israel are equally holy, Moshe and Aaron had no right to take for themselves the two highest positions in the nation. Korach's seductive argument omitted an essential factor in Israel's holiness. It is true that every single Bnei Israel is innately holy, but there is another aspect of holiness that depends on personal merit. The greater a person makes himself, the greater his degree of holiness. In all his speech in this chapter, Korach referred only to the communal common holiness. Moshe never did. He spoke only of the individual whom Elohim chooses. Moshe acknowledged the national holiness, but he added that leadership depends on personal merit, and it was in this that Aaron was superior to his detractors. You know?
Yeah, Moshe giving them ways to become holy, you know, and washing himself, the clothes. You know, there was a way to become holy.
There's a level of holiness from the Yechad, from the community. Yeah. So there's a level of innate holiness from being part of the community. Yeah. But then there's individuals within the community that have got personal levels of holiness that may stand out. And there's also people within the community who are sanctified and anointed for specific tasks within the community of Israel. So Korach was bringing the argument down to just the communal level. You know, well, we're all the same. homogeneous.
Well, actually, it actually divides these people from the whole congregation in the statement. It says that these were 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown.
Yeah.
So these men's own probably holiness
Yeah.
was already greater than most of the congregation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were famous. What were they famous for? Were they famous for their kodeshness, or were they famous for their judgments, being Sophim, or, you know, I would imagine that was the reason why they're called renown, because they had good judgment. Yeah.
Yeah.
So from this good judgment has come forth this accusation, if you like.
Yeah, this is a bit like the spies, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
They weren't the top leaders. They was the Nasai, but they weren't the like major. They weren't the leaders of thousands, were they? They were leaders of 50, according to some of the exegesis that you can pull out of it.
So,
you know, there was leaders, but there was also from Reuben.
Yeah.
Reuben had reason to protest against Levi, because Levi had been instead of the firstborn, and Reuben was the firstborn, so you can also see why there's an inclination to join with Korach. And I do believe Reuben's tribe was on the same side of the Mishkan as the as Korach, where Korach was. Well, where he was from Kohath, and I think Reuben was on the side of Kohath. So this goes to about influence from neighbours.
Yeah.
You know, I'm pretty sure I've read before that the people that were drawn towards Korach was in the proximity of the Kohath camp. You know, the Levites, and then there was around there Bnei Israel, weren't there?
Yeah.
So the one on the side of Kohath included the tribe of Reuben, so there was some influence there as well.
So Moshe prepares them up to bring a offering of incense, really, on their fire pans, the censers, and put fire therein, and put the incenses in them before Yahuwah tomorrow. And it shall be that the man whom Yahuwah chooseth, he be Kodesh. Take too much upon you, you take too much upon you, ye sons of Levi. And Moshe said unto Korah, Hear, I pray thee, you sons of Levi, seeth it but a small thing unto you that Elohim of Yashrael has separated you from the congregation of Israel, to bring you near to himself, to do service in the tabernacle of Yahuwah, and to stand before the congregation to minister unto them. So Moshe was showing their own elevation. He was pointing out their own elevation amongst the rest of the Kodesh congregation. And Moshe says, is this a small thing? That you've been elevated like this? Right? So he's bringing recognition to their own status before the judgment is set forth.
Yeah. It says regarding verse 8, which you just said, and Moshe spoke to Korach, Hear now, O offspring of Levi, is it a small thing for you that he has separated? That's what you've just been saying, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's not a small thing.
Yeah. It says to Korach, this is the commentary. This is an indication that within Torah, and also within in the understanding within Yehuda, there is the concept of Ruach HaKodesh, because the commentary puts it that way. It says, O Korach, O offspring of Levi, Moshe began by speaking softly to Korach, but upon seeing that Korach was adamant, he addressed the entire tribe of Levi out of fear that he might be enticed to follow Korach. It is inconceivable that Moshe acted on his own volition in ordering the entire assembly to bring incense. He had been instructed by divine inspiration, Ruach HaKodesh, a form of revelation lower than prophecy. Thus the Torah does not say here that God spoke to him. It just says, and said Moshe to Korach. So normally it says, why the bear Yahuwah el Moshe lemor, doesn't it? It doesn't say that in this case. It just says straight away, why Yomer Moshe. It leaves off the why the bear. Yeah, so it's Shema, yeah. So he's not speaking of his own volition, though. The sages say this is by Ruach HaKodesh that is inspired to say these particular words that then become part of our Torah.
That's great. Verse 10. And he had brought thee near to him, and all the brethren the sons of Levi with thee, and seek ye the priesthood. So the Levites were looking to be Cohens, yeah, rather than just Levies. They wanted to become Cohen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is incredible, isn't it?
They weren't happy with being Levites.
No, they wanted to take over the office of priesthood.
Yeah. I think that needs to be kind of recognised as
They wanted, this is go,
elevation.
yeah.
They wanted to elevate themselves.
Aaron had a specific, Aaron represented a specific aspect of the shepherds of Israel. He represents, you know, more, he's on the side of Hod, isn't he? Honour and things like that. Korach was from Levi, which represents it's a different way that Yahuwah manifests himself in physical reality through Gevurah, which is it's like shining the white light of Yahuwah through a red vessel. It's much more strict and much more harsh.
Okay.
Right, so he wanted to transfer the whole, he didn't just want it to take over Aaron's priesthood, he wanted the priesthood to be something completely different, a completely different manifestation. The priesthood is on the side of chesed, loving kindness. He wanted it to be on the side of strict judgment.
It's nothing wrong to desire a good gift.
No.
There's nothing wrong to desire a good place. But also, contentment where Yahuwah has put you is great gain. Now, if it's great gain, why are you unsatisfied that you're already in a great place? Are you rebelling about being in a good place? They were already renowned, they were already Levies, and they wanted to be Cohen.
Yeah.
For this cause, next verse, for this cause, both thou and all thy company are gathered together against what Yahuwah has done.
Yeah.
They're gathered against to where the place that Yahuwah had prescribed for them. It's, you know, we have to try and test ourselves if we are not in actually the same desire to exalt ourselves above where Yahuwah actually placed us in the congregation. This is a defense mechanism put in place that Yahuwah would guard us from, you know, the desire of elevation is wonderful, but when it becomes an ego trip or a demand on your life, I must struggle to ascend, I must struggle to ascend, and you're not content in the fullness of where Yahuwah's placed you. So, you know, it really is being wise unto Yahuwah. You know, Yahuwah will see that desire in you if you want to be in a better place. And he will gift it to you. It's not for you to obtain it in your own strength because you become a rebel to what Yahuwah's done. Is that true?
Yeah. Plus there's doubt involved, isn't there? I mean,
fear.
You know, fear and doubt.
I'm not good enough.
Yeah, so there's doubt in being yourself where you're at. You know, you're always striving to be somewhere else, and that you've got to be in the moment.
Yeah.
Mashiach is all about today, if you will keep my commandments.
Being who he's called you to
finding today the
contentment.
Fullness, the contentment, the shalom, the bitachon, the security, dwelling safely in your land.
Yeah, here's a real rebellion in the next verse. This guy, I don't know who
Which
he is.
verse?
Verse 12. And Moshe sent to call Dathan, Abiram, the son of Aliyah, which said, we will not come up. Yeah?
Yeah.
We will
Brazenly.
not come up.
Yeah. Fallen leader.
It is a small thing that thou hast brought us up out of the land that floweth with milk and honey to kill us in the wilderness. He's calling Egypt the land of milk and honey. To kill us in the wilderness.
Right, okay.
Except thou make thyself altogether a prince over us. So now the accusation is really made by this mate that Moshe has exalted himself to be a prince over them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's as far as we get.
Yeah, it says, brazenly Dathan and Abiram castigated Moshe as a failed leader who has taken the nation from the prosperity and luxury of Egypt to the lingering death in the wilderness. And if so, he had no right either to lead the nation or to summon its leaders to come to him. Such is the way of the wicked. After all the oppression and suffering of Egypt, they had the gall to describe the land of their servitude with the same words Elohim had used to praise the promised land. So that's a rebel for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Call him black white.
I wonder if he had a leather jacket on.
I don't
And a
know.
motorbike.
I don't know. But anyway, that's it for today. Shalom.